Library. My name is Kiana Bromley, and I am honored to say that I'm the president and founder of the Montpelier Performing Arts Hub. Thank you. We are very excited. We purchased this building on July 30th from the College of Fine Arts, and we are slowly making headway at occupying this space and using it to the best of our ability in its current state. And we are actively fundraising to turn this space into a state-of-the-art, I'm going to read it because we just perfected it, a state-of-the-art venue that hosts performing arts and community events and offers lifelong learning opportunities for this area. So, yes, we are very excited. We're so thankful that you chose this location to have this event, so thank you so much for being here. If you would like any more information about the Hub and want to join our newsletter, our website leads you right to a place for you to type that email in, and then you can learn all about us, and I'll happily answer any questions. Ooh, oh my gosh. Answer any questions afterwards. Wow, okay. Bathrooms are downstairs. That's one of the things we're hoping to renovate, is to have some more accessible bathrooms. And yeah, I just hope you have a really wonderful day. So thank you for coming, and be safe on the walk out, because we didn't plow the sidewalks, apparently. So, yeah.
She was shoveling when we showed up.
Hello everyone, good evening. Thanks for being here. My name is Zach Hozet. I am the chair of the Vermont Chapter of the Sierra Club, and it is my privilege to get us started today. So again, thank you all for coming on this evening to, I think, celebrate all the things we've done in the state over the last year in particular, and come together and be a part of a society, and also prepare for what's coming ahead, both statewide and nationally. There's going to be some challenges ahead, politically, socially, and climate change is always an issue that we'll hear more about today, and prepare for as we go forward. But we have some great things coming up this evening. We've got some awards to give out, some speakers, and so I'm not going to take up too much time blabbing up here, but I do want to thank everybody who's been involved in the executive committee of the Vermont Sierra Club. So if the folks on the executive committee with me would stand up and raise your hand, give a round of applause for these folks. I also want to thank some previous legislative award winners. Molly Burke, I believe, is here. Previous award winner. We've got a few government leaders here. Representative Carrie Dolan, I believe, is here. Representative Kate McCann, I believe, is here as well.
Oh no, she registered and she didn't come.
What?
She did, she's not gonna make it.
Our treasurer, Mike Pichek, is here. And Lieutenant Governor David Zuckerman. Former state representative and Vermont Secretary of Transportation and past gubernatorial candidate Sue Minter. I'd also like to thank our chapter treasurer, Chris Miller, who is in attendance today. Very important role of keeping our finances moving. And then we also have some incoming executive committee members. I'd like to thank Nathaniel Schoaf, Christine Hallquist, Nancy Browse, and Mark Kleinderst. And I'd also like to introduce Jonathan Bond, who is from the National Chapter Governance and also lives in Vermont. And then a few sponsors. We have our Green Mountaineer sponsors, Richard Butts, Vermont Interfaith Power and Light, the McCrasson Group, Vermont Natural Resource Council, and Carrie Dolan. Johanna, and then our Clean Energizer sponsors, Paul Burns with Leaperg, David Meyer, Isaac Evans-Franz, and the law firm of Costello, Valente, and Gentry. And with that, I will introduce Luke Miller, who will be our host for the evening.
Thanks, folks. So we're so happy to be here tonight. Thank you, everyone, for coming out. We really appreciate having such a good turnout for this event. I want to thank again our sponsors, all of our attendees, everyone who made this possible, all of our ex-com who helped plan it. Before we kick off anything else, I want to introduce Ethan Hinch from Senator Sanders' office. We were hoping to have Senator Sanders here tonight. Unfortunately, couldn't attend, but we have Ethan Hinch here to read a statement from the Senator. So, Ethan, take it away.
Hi everyone, thank you for having me tonight. My name is Ethan, I'm Senator Sanders' Climate Policy Advisor and Outreach Representative. I have a statement from the Senator that I'd like to read. Dear friends, I wish I could be here with you at this year's Vermont Sierra Club annual winter gathering, but I had a long scheduled event in Burlington this evening. I want to thank Ben Jealous, Rob Kidd, and Zach Hosen for organizing this event. I'm also glad that my friend Bill McKibben, a Vermont hero, is here with you tonight. I don't need to tell you that these are enormously difficult times. We are seeing with our own eyes the global crisis of climate change. Massive floods here in Vermont, Hurricanes Milton and Helene in Florida and North Carolina, horrible forest fires in California and Canada, heat waves in Europe, and flooding in China. I also don't need to tell you that the fight against climate change is going to get harder under Donald Trump, who believes climate change is a hoax originating in China. I'm pleased to tell you that we have made some progress in this fight over the past 4 years, including an unprecedented $7 billion Solar for All program that I helped secure in the Inflation Reduction Act that will bring more than $62 million into Vermont to help working class families cover the costs of installing solar rooftops or participating in community-based solar programs. I will continue to make sure that this funding, as well as funding from the rest of the Inflation Reduction Act, and from the congressionally directed spending projects that I secured, gets put to work as quickly as possible to help Vermonters reduce their carbon emissions and their electric bills. I will also continue to work with progressive colleagues in Congress in as many ways as possible to combat the existential threat of climate change and end the massive corporate welfare that we're giving out to the fossil fuel industry. I will be doing my best to stop Trump when he tries to sacrifice our planet to put money in the pockets of his fossil fuel billionaire friends. I want to thank Ben Jealous and the Sierra Club for the great work they do, and I look forward to continuing working with them here in Vermont and in Congress. Sincerely, Senator Bernie Sanders.
Thanks, Ethan. Much appreciated. And please give the Senator our best and tell him we all wish we could have seen him tonight as well. But thank you for coming. So first tonight, we will start off with our awards. Each year usually we give 2 awards, one for a legislator, one for a community member who really exemplify our fight for climate issues, climate justice. And tonight I'll start with our Community Advocacy Award. Grassroots volunteers are really the heart of the Sierra Club, and we rely on a lot of our volunteer members to do the work that can only be done by communities, and especially now as we approach a time where federal leadership is no longer going to be quite as supportive towards the initiatives that we work towards. We're really going to be relying on that community level of leadership, grassroots, taking the reins of what we want to see in the future. One of our members who we particularly want to highlight and celebrate this year is George Plum. And George has been a member of the Vermont Sierra Club for a number of years, started out on the executive committee. He's been engaging Vermonters Throughout his career, he worked for the the Vermont Department of Forest, Parks and Recreation, and he served as the first executive director of the Vermont Bike and Pedestrian Coalition and the director of Better Not Bigger Vermont. With the Sierra Club, as I mentioned, he was on the executive committee, and he was a vital asset in the chapter's work with early adoption of electric vehicles, environmental justice. He attended many demonstrations, meetings, community outreach, making tons of phone calls, phone banking, and we're really happy to thank George for his service tonight. So George, if you're able to come up here, and we'd be happy to present you with this award.
And he actually gets one of these bags and a calendar too from us. Yeah.
Thank you very much for recognizing me. I greatly appreciate it. It's not just me, it's my ancestry. My beloved grandma and Denma, who got me into scouting and got me to love nature, and took me to Forest Park in Springfield, Massachusetts, which I just love being in Forest Park. So it's not just about me, it's about ancestry, it's about family, it's about other people who are inspiration, like Helen and Scott Murray. Hope you know. When I reach 99, I'm not going to do like Scott did, stop drinking water. I'm going to stop, if I have time, I'm going to stop drinking wine. So I'd like to honor Robin and Bill. A few words I'd like to say. Kid is a composition matter of the Sierra Club Vermont Chapter. Kid is equivalent to energetic young kid. He had developed much of his life to save the Earth's life. It's hard to imagine how much time he has given without asking. He's so concerned about population growth as the cause of our environmental problems. The name Robert means steady, intelligent, and clear-minded, which he certainly is. I'm so grateful to have been connected with him for so many years. Thank you. Bill McKibben isn't here.
Yes, he is.
Bill McKibben, his first book was Maybe One. That was in 1998. When few people knew then that the rise in population is the primary reason for Earth's destruction. He's written 19 books, which is amazing. He's been on TV, and always a pleasure to see. He lives in the Green Mountain State. Both Rob and Bill are such an inspiration. I support them without hesitation. As a token of gratitude, because the loony old man loves loons. Here's an introduction. Sorry you can't hear this loon. We're going to wait again.
George, thank you so much, man. The best.
You still bike around. Yeah.
Barely.
Thank you, George. But also, we actually want to honor one of our legislative champions for this year. A few years ago, we started giving a legislative championship award to my old friend Kurt McCormick, who had died this last year. And it was kind of a good way to honor those who are really actively fighting really hard for this work, who may not be the governor signing the bill, who takes all the credit for everything that we do that's good. It's these hardworking legislators who make the change that we need to do. The following year, we did an award to Senator Rebecca White, who is also a solid champion. Unfortunately, she couldn't come to a family situation for tonight. She was supposed to be here. But then our award winner from last year, Molly Burke, is phenomenal working on transportation issues. But this year, it's my distinct honor to honor a local from Montpelier, originally, but now she lives in Barrie. She used to live in Montpelier. She was the mayor. She was the city councilwoman, and then also is a science teacher here teaching our next generation, which is very critical to have teaching our next generation. My kid Forrest is somewhere around here, or did he leave yet? Yeah, he already knows to watch out for Ann. Ann's going to make sure he's on fire. I'm going to say that to him. But anyway, so she has an incredible role to fill there. But her role at the State House right now is one of the most phenomenal achievements I've seen. Like, I've heard a lot of new legislators come in there and not understand the way of the game, way of the land. Ann came in right in off the bat in her first term, became the vice chair of the Senate Natural Resources Committee and helped shepherd some major legislation, reforming the renewable energy standard so we can fully get to 100% renewable energy in Vermont and in the region. The nation's first climate superfund bill, making big oil pay. Yeah, those things are major. I mean, those are inspirational works. Making sure our land use laws aren't totally gutted and still support sustainable housing and affordable housing in our downtown and village centers, not just wherever anybody feels like the development can make money. So thank you, Ann, for protecting those resources. And there's just so many myriad of solid leadership Ann has demonstrated towards us, and I really appreciate it. And also, your beautiful son Peter is there with Mr. Zach Watson, who is a former Sierra Club Executive Committee member by happenstance. But so anyway, it's my honor to give this award, to our legislative award, to Senator Ann Watson.